Alrighty, this is a bit of a follow-up to the common dock or curly leaf dock. Little plant with a few nice leaves on it that grows a whole bunch of stalks, sort of like that, and you got your little fluffy sort of seeds on the ends. A lot of it sort of comes out of dark brown like that, but these are obviously been a bit weather-beaten and lost their brown skin. And it's exceedingly hard to kill. I mean, really hard to kill off. And if you've sprayed this stuff and it just keeps coming back, you've got to go and get your basic cheapo 360 grams of salts to the litre mix. Some of your Roundup is 450. I believe there's one that's even 550. But if you're using your cheapo run-of-the-mill hardware store stuff, you'll read there, it says 360 something or other salts, 360 grams of blah blah salts to the litre, and you use 100 ml of that for every litre of, glyphosate, and of water rather. So 100 ml of the concentrated glyphosate per litre of water, and then you go out and spray your blues away. Now, why this stuff will keep coming back over and over and over and over is because it's exceedingly hardy. The reason being, you're actually fighting, I mean, this has been wilting all day, you're fighting giant carrots, and I mean sometimes bloody giant carrots. Look at the size of that next to my thumb. I mean, this is only from the ground, is up where my finger's pointing there. So, you know, look at the width of it. This one was a real smart cookie. That one went down, and there's still a bit under the ground. Hopefully it's far enough that it's not going to raise any shoots up or start again. I'll find out the hard way later. But there's, you know, this continued on into the ground, probably down another 5 or 6 inches, but I didn't quite dig that deep. A bit hard going in this solid volcanic soil. And this one was smart enough to also throw one just less than an inch below the ground out sideways. You got other big ones like this. You might ask, what can you do with this plant as an edible weed or whatever? Practically nothing, except grind this root up and use it as a yellow dye. And that's the only real practical thing that it can be used for that people can agree on. There's one or two people may say it's got a medicinal use, and other people say you're more likely to bloody do yourself a bit of damage by, you know, eating the leaves of it, or, you know, you can only have them once every few months. In other words, it's practically useless except for use as dye. So really, seriously, don't bother using it for anything unless you want to dye something, as in cotton yellow. You can grind the root up, but essentially it's worthless. And this is why you got to fight so hard with so much glyphosate, because it's got all this energy stored in this big yellow root. And you're not just killing the lousy couple of leaves that'll come up on the top amongst here that you can see wilting as the wind starts blowing. Because as you kill them, it doesn't matter. It rebursts some more up using the energy in the stored root. So quite a number of these dug out the other night. Yeah. You can kill them though, and some of them do decay. So this one had all the bugs crawling through it, and that was on the bottom of it, starting to mould as well, so that one's on its way out. But yeah, I just sort of show that because it's one of these things you never suspect until you dig under there. And it seems that rabbits do like to eat those roots. And that's the first time I really noticed was when the rabbits started trying to dig them up to eat them. But not for human consumption, and really of no practical use, and the thing spreads like you would not believe. So these were ones that were obviously going to come back next year that I've dug out that the glyphosate didn't kill but just temporarily stunted, helped along by the sheep nibbling away at the tops and keeping them trimmed down. But anyway, I've got to chuck that out in a minute. Well, people, I had to get the real camera out for this one. Look at this plant. Absolutely massive. And this is one friggin' plant. Chopped off the taproot there. It's about 2 inches. It's probably even bigger further down. Have a look at some of these other hanger-offerers. It's more than a foot long. Yeah, about 480 mil back to the base. That one there. God blimey, look, it's a whole bag full of bloody carrots. That is some plant. This is one stinking plant. And of course that gets thicker if I actually strip off all the dirt. The ground level is about here, and I've cut it off down here, so that probably gets, you know, up to about bloody that size or something like that, I'd say. But yeah, bit of the hell of dirt I dug out. Bit of the base still there. Yeah, wedged in dirt there. That's one side of the base still. Yeah. Here's a bunch of other ones that come off in the process of getting it out. I mean, that one's a pretty flipping good length on its own. Here's another blooming 450 mil. So 1, 2, 3. 1 foot 5.5. It's just that little one that I got off and I went through in the process of, because I sort of had to go around and then sort of try and get under it, sort of thing, just to free all the side ones up. That is a plant.